Hello and welcome to Squib TV. I am Samuel Layton, joined by James Cartwright, and today we're going to be talking about
the New England Patriots.
So last year was one to remember for the New England Patriots. They were down and out and beaten after half of the Super Bowl, and they came back to win it. James, what do you think of them last season? What do you think of them going into 2017?
Well, I'm getting a bit sick of them, if I'm honest. As a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, they're a top side. The New England Patriots always in and about there. Bill Belichick's got that side rolling, and whoever they put in, they're always going to get results on the field. For some reason, they just make it work for them. Of course, they've got the man we all know. Well, I don't personally know him as that, but a lot of people know him as the GOAT, don't they? Tom Brady there, still doing it at 39. I don't know whether he's 40 this season, is he?
I believe so, yeah.
He's getting on, so, doing it like Brett Favre did, but even better, in at that age.
Yeah, 5 rings all to himself. That's something that no other NFL player or no other NFL quarterback can boast. No. I'm not sure if any other players have managed to do that feat, playing in a number of teams. Tom, the only actual NFL quarterback who's managed to get 5 rings. Joe Montana with 4, still arguably who's the better out of them two. I think I'd have to go with Tom Brady at the minute. I don't know whether you go something a little bit differently. However, that is a conversation for another day.
It is, of course.
Like you said there, James, the Patriots, they just have a knack of bringing in the right players at the right time, and they just fill the gaps absolutely perfectly. Who'd heard of Chris Hogan?
Maybe a few Bills fans,
yeah,
obviously.
I think I'd heard his name simply from playing Madden, I think. But after that, pretty much nothing. Turns out the Patriots, guys making grabs in the Super Bowl. Any other team, could any other team do that?
I don't think so, no.
I don't think I know a team.
They have the eye for knowing what sort of players fit into the team. At the very point, I think Bill Belichick has damn to a T, doesn't he, managing a squad?
Yeah. Every player they bring in is just pretty good. Which brings me to Brandon Cooks and Dwayne Allen, 2 offensive pieces that they brought in. Dwayne Allen, will he complement Gronkowski quite well? Personally, I think he will. Gronk struggled with his health for the last couple of seasons.
Martellus Bennett did last season, I imagine.
Similar sort of player, really.
Yeah, similar sort of player, exactly.
Yeah, and then Brandon Cooks, an extra dimension. I think that he's the sort of player that they've been missing, actually, Brandon Cooks, that type of wide receiver. What do you think of that move, really? Wide receivers, they seem pretty good.
Yeah, as you say, though, it just adds that extra option. He's a bit of a deep threat. He can play in kind of the slot. But what I say about Brandon Cooks is he's already an impressive player anyway. We're looking at that player coming into the squad. You think, he's going to do great. He's not like he's an unknown name or someone who hasn't been superb at another organisation. He was probably one of the best players at the Saints.
Yeah, he was. You use Brandon Cooks as an example, going into that wide receiver set, which contains Julian Edelman, the guy who made that catch, which we all obviously remember from the Super Bowl. Talked about Chris Hogan, Danny Amendola, pretty much, and Malcolm Mitchell, a guy who really made a name for himself last season. So a good, again, what I've said about a number of teams actually, with the Patriots surrounded themselves with a lot of youth in that position. Probably the main veteran there, of obviously Tom Brady, can't play forever. Will we start to see him decline? We saw Peyton Manning decline around this sort of age a couple of seasons ago now. Do you think Tom Brady's going to start to drop off, or do you think he's just going to keep firing away?
I didn't know he didn't show any signs of sort of like petering off last season, so I don't see him decline at all, if I'm honest. I think he looks like he gets better with every season, but that's just maybe my observation.
Yeah. No, I think I'd agree with you there. The only position I think offensively which the Patriots do struggle with, they don't struggle with it, they just don't have a number one guy, is running back.
But again, they have a array of options, don't they?
Yeah, a number of options, and brought in Rex Burkhead, a guy who was really impressive last season for the Bengals. Defensively, 5th defence overall. So I've still got Dante Hightower. Is he still there? I believe he is.
Yeah, he re-signed with them because there was a time when potentially he was going to the Steelers, and then decided to opt back at the Patriots. So still got him there.
And they've got McCourty, the corner still.
Yeah, Chung, of course, is still there, is he?
Yeah, I believe he is. And is Malcolm Butler still there?
Yes.
So very good secondary. Solid along
Gilmore
the front
as well now.
Yeah, Gilmore comes in and weakens a rival, a divisional rival.
Yeah, which I've made a point of.
Yeah, of course. The Bills will be sorely missing him, especially when he probably picks off Tyrod this season. Anything else you want to add? All I'm going to say is the Patriots are going to win this division. If they don't then personally I'll be quite happy. I think it'll make for an exciting division. But I can't. If Tom Brady's healthy, they're going to win this division. Tom Brady gets injured, they're going to win this division. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo, the man they don't want to trade, they see him as an ex-starter. They're going to win this division regardless. If you are a fan of another AFC East team, it's not your season in that division. You can probably make the playoffs as a wild card, but they're going to win the division. Anything you want to say about them, James? Because they're probably the best team overall in the NFL.
Well, if they're not winning this division, I'm thinking my side, the Steelers, have got one hand on that Super Bowl trophy potentially. I would fancy them getting to at least to the Super Bowl if the Patriots didn't make the playoffs, which is not going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, we're judging this side. We're saying they're guaranteed to make the playoffs, and we're judging this side when they go into that playoff game, and that's pretty much when we start criticising them, really. And
I mean, USA Today, I think, is a magazine or something.
Daily News.
They rated the Patriots as the best team. They actually predicted them to go 16-0 this season, which I think is a ridiculous prediction to make. Don't think anyone would expect that, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Pats. And I just look at the Panthers going 15-1 a couple of seasons ago. The Patriots are a much better team going into this one. I mean, I thought the Panthers were fantastic there, but the Patriots with Brady and the options they've got are just something else. Anything else you want to add, James, or do you think we've covered them there? Basically, if you're a Patriots fan, you're going to have a brilliant season, as per usual.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah? Well, if you are a Patriots fan, you disagree, you think you're going to struggle, or if you think there's any players that we haven't mentioned. Obviously, we just pretty much briefly covered the Patriots, but I think there's too many stars on that team to mention. Please feel free to comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are Squib TV. Follow us on Twitter @Squib_TV. Thank you for watching.
It's a touchdown.